Surah 30. Surat Arum, the Byzantines, the Romans, the Christian Empire, however you want to phrase that. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate, A-L-M, the Byzantines, Aleph Lam Mim, the Byzantines have been defeated in the nearer part of the land, but they, after their defeat, will be victorious in a few years. The affair is Allah's both before and after, and on that day the believers will rejoice in help of Allah. He helps whom He will, and He is the Sublime, the Compassionate. It is Allah's promise, and Allah does not fail of His promise, though the most part of the people do not know. They know what is apparent of the life of this present world, but of the hereafter they are negligent. Have they never pondered with themselves that Allah did not create the heavens and the earth, and what is between them both, save in truth, and with a fixed period? Yet many of the people are disbelieving in the meeting with their Lord. Have they never journeyed in the land so that they might see how the final issue was for those before them, who were mightier in strength than they are, who plowed up the earth and cultivated it far more than they have cultivated it, to whom messengers came with evidential signs? So Allah was not one to wrong them, but they were wronging themselves. Then the final issue for those who were evil was evil, because they counted Allah's signs false and were making them a jest. Allah originates a creature, then He makes it return to its original dust. Then to Him will ye be brought back to the last day. And on the day when the hour arrives, the sinners will be in despair, for there will be no intercessor for them from among the associate gods, from among their partners. And they will be disbelieving in their partners on the day when the hour arrives. On that day they will be separated out. As for those who believed and did works of righteousness, they will be in a meadow, making joyful. But as for those who disbelieved and counted false our signs, and the meeting in the hereafter, such will be handed over to punishment. So say, Glory be to Allah, when ye come to evening hour, and when ye rise at morn, and say to Him, be praise in the heavens and the earth, both at twilight, and when ye come to noon. He brings forth the living from the dead, He brings forth the dead from the living, and He quickens the earth after its deadness. And thus will ye be drawn forth. Among His signs is the fact that He created you from dust. Then lo, ye are men spreading yourselves abroad. Also among His signs is the fact that He created for you from yourselves wives, that ye may dwell with them. And He instituted between you love and mercy, and that indeed there are signs for a people who will ponder. And among His signs are the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the differences among you in speech and color, and that indeed are signs for those who know. And among His signs are your sleeping by night and by day, and your going in quest of His bounty, and that indeed there are signs for those who will hearken. And among His signs is the fact that He causes you to see the lightning with both fear and desire, and sends down from the skies water, whereby He quickens the earth after deadness. In that indeed there are signs for a people who have intelligence. And among His signs is the fact that the skies and the earth stand firm at His command. Then when He summons you from the earth with the summons, behold, ye will come forth. His are those who are in the heavens and the earth, all obedient to Him. He is who originates a creature, then makes it return to its original dust. Then that is very easy for Him. His is the highest similitude in the heavens and the earth, and he is the sublime, the compassionate. He has set forth for you a similitude from yourselves. Do you have from among those whom your right hands possess any associates in that with which we have provided you, so that you are on equality therein? Do ye fear them as ye fear yourselves? Thus do we set out signs for a people who have intelligence. Nay, but those who do wrong follow their own desires without knowledge. So who will guide him whom Allah has sent astray? Whom Allah has allowed to go astray? Seeing that for them there are no helpers, so set thy face towards religion as a Hanif, Allah's creation according to which He has created man, and there is no changing Allah's creation. That is the right religion, though the most part of men do not know. So be ye such as turn in penitence to Him, and show you piety and observe prayer, and be not of those who associate other deities with Allah, of those who have divided up their religion and become sects, each party rejoicing in what they have of their own. But when some trouble touches the people, they invoke their Lord, turning in penitence to Him. Then when He gives them to taste a mercy from Himself, lo, a group of them associate others with their Lord, that they may be ungrateful for that which we have given them. So take ye your enjoyment, for anon ye will know. Or have we sent down to them some authority, and it speaks in favor of what they have been associating with Him? When we give the people to taste of some mercy of ours, and they rejoice therein, but as some evil comes upon them because of what their hands have sent forward, lo, they are stricken with despair. Have they not seen how Allah provides open-handedly for whom He wills, or gives limited measure? In that indeed are signs for people who believe. Give the kinsman that to which he has a right, and to the unfortunate, and to the son of the way. And that is better for those who desire Allah's face, and those are they who prosper, who ye give out at usury, that it may gain increase amidst the people's wealth. Gains no increase with Allah, but what ye give as alms, desiring the face of Allah. And those are they who make double gain. Allah is the one who created you, then made provision for you, then will put you to death, then will quicken you. Is there any among your associate gods who can do anything such as that? Glory be to Him, and high exalted be He from that which they associate with Him. Corruption has appeared by land and by sea because of what the hands of the people have gained, that He may make them taste somewhat of what they have done, that perchance they may return. Say, journey ye in the land, and see how the final issue was for those of the former days, the most part of whom were misassociators. Say, set thy face then to the right religion before a day arrives, which none can prevent Allah from bringing on. On that day they will be divided into two groups. Whoso has disbelieved on Him will be his disbelief, and whoso has acted righteously are making things smooth for their own souls, that from His bounty He may recompense those who have believed and have done deeds of righteousness. The fact is, He loves not the unbelievers. He is loving not. There is no love for the unbelieving quality. He loves not the unbelieving quality. Also among His signs is the fact that He sends the winds as bringers of good tidings, that He may give you to taste of His mercy, and that the ships may run along at His command, and that ye may go questing for His bounty, and maybe ye will be thankful. Before thee we have sent messengers to their people, so they brought them the evidential signs, and we took vengeance on those who sinned, and it was a duty for us to aid the believers. With the command, and they make blessing for his bounty, and may be worthily thankful. Before thee we have sent messengers to their people, so they brought them the evidential signs, and we took vengeance on those who sinned, and it was a duty for us to aid the believers. Allah is the one who sends the winds, so they bring up a cloud, which he spreads out in the skies, just as he wills, and breaks it up, so that thou seest the rain coming forth from the midst thereof. Then when he pours it down upon whom he wills of his servants, though they are full of joy, even though they were before it was sent down to them, in despair. So look at the traces of Allah's mercy, how he quickens the earth after its deadness. Truly that one is the quickener of the dead, and he is powerful over everything. But if we send a wind so that they see the vegetation gone, yellow, nevertheless, even after they would continue unbelieving, yet indeed thou wilt not make the dead to hear, nor wilt thou make the deaf to hear the summons when they turn away, turning their backs, nor art thou going to guide the blind out of their error, nor art thou going to guide the blind out of their error, nor wilt thou make any hear, save such as believe in our signs, for they are submitting themselves. Allah is the one who created you in weakness, then after weakness has appointed strength, then after strength has appointed weakness and grey-headedness. He creates what he wills, and he is the knowing, the powerful. On the day when the hour arrives, the sinners will swear, and they have not tarried in the grave more than an hour. Thus they were being involved in falsehood. But those who have been given the knowledge and the faith will say, Ye have tarried according to what is written in Allah's book, till the day of raising up, and this is the day of raising up, but ye were unknowing. On that day their making excuses for themselves will not benefit those who have done wrong, and they will not be invited to make themselves acceptable. Truly we have set forth for the people in this Quran every kind of similitude, yet if thou bringest to them a verse, those who disbelieve will certainly say, Ye are only dealing in vanities. Thus does Allah set a seal upon the hearts of those who know not. So do thou. Bear up patiently. Verily the promise of Allah is true. So let not those who have no sure conviction make light of thee. Verse 30 is a very important one that brings contrast to how I was raised, how most people think, the natural religion, the instinctive religion. That is what we're trying to maintain. That is what we're trying to get ourselves upon. It doesn't say that there are other deities. This is the English way of saying things. They take them as gods. They take them as gods. They take them as partners for gods, not associate god. They're associate gods. Well, they're not associate gods. They say they're associate gods. So they're making partners, the shuraka. Is that the verbiage that I'm looking for? But the lowest part of the earth, various interesting things show up there, and I want to make sure that if there's a question about the next passage, that we go on. But, this passage made a prophecy that was fulfilled. And remember, the Quran, unlike other scriptures, we have manuscripts that date to the lifetime of Muhammad that are the same. You look at the manuscripts in the first 500 years, before the printing press and all that stuff it was compiled a good 500 times, and it was always the same lettering. There were some arguments about how many verses a handful of chapters had, but everybody agreed about the content. The different dialects, yeah, people knew about that too. But the natural religion. So when people are talking about revelation, inspiration, if it turns you against nature, this is not God's path.